Hi students, good morning to all of you.
Good morning, sir.
Well, you know something, every student that comes to my class, or for that matter goes to any other spoken English class, their one and only objective is to become fluent. So becoming fluent is not an impossibility, it's very much possible. But the question is not about whether you can become fluent or not. The question is, how? That's the question. So, fluency is a big term. I mean, you can have fluency at different levels. Now, let's try to tackle some of the issues that can make us or put us on the road to fluency. Now, let's begin with a unit of communication. And that unit of communication that I want to discuss today is called a phrase. Phrase. Excuse my writing. So the first question I want to ask you is, what is a phrase? Do you know what a phrase is?
Yeah, it is a sense. Right?
No. A phrase is a group of words. A phrase is a group of words which makes sense but not complete sense. This definition, by the way, is not mine. It's from Wren and Martin and all these other grammar books. So that's why I call it a unit of communication, because it makes sense, but does it make complete sense? So the first and the easiest phrase to make is like a phrase is made between two parts of speech. So the first phrase I would like to discuss is an adjectival phrase. That is a phrase between an adjective and a noun. So what is this? What is an adjective? You might, to understand what a phrase is, an adjectival phrase, you will have to understand what an adjective is. Well, an adjective is a part of speech which gives meaning or adds something to the noun. So adds some value to the noun. So we can take simplest of simple phrases like tall boy, beautiful girl. Now they say it makes sense but not complete sense. It cannot make complete sense if you just have tall boy or beautiful girl. So in order to make a sentence which is a complete sense, like while a phrase makes sense but not complete sense, a sentence makes complete sense. So let's take beautiful girl as my first phrase. Now, to complete this and make a sentence, all I have to do is give it a subject. Say Sita is a beautiful girl. So I can just say beautiful girl, but who is it? Who is it I'm talking about? Until I say that, then it will not be complete. So the moment I give it a subject and give it a verb, it becomes a sentence. So that is one kind of phrase. So we can make simple phrases, we can make more complex phrases, we could choose our words, we could use better words. For instance, if you say tall boy, short boy, fat boy, clever boy, intelligent boy. These are all called common. But suppose you take a word like this, cosmopolitan. Now, the town where I come from, which is Kharagpur, is a cosmopolitan town. So you may ask what the meaning of cosmopolitan is. I'm sure you'd like to know. Well, cosmopolitan means like where you have many communities living together, like all castes, creeds, and religions live together, and they live harmoniously. They don't have any problems. There's no fighting, nothing. That's called a cosmopolitan town. Now let's go into the other kinds of phrases. Now, the adverbial phrases. Now let's, what is an adjective? An adjective qualifies a noun and adds meaning to a noun, and that is an adjective. And you make one phrase with, you make a phrase between an adjective and a noun, like I've already shown you. But an adverb is slightly different. An adverb does not and cannot qualify the noun, but it'll qualify a verb. For instance, if you take walk slowly. Now, to make a sentence, again, you say, my father. You use the verb. Already the verb is here. Walks slowly. Or write neatly. My sister writes neatly. So this is a phrase between a verb and an adverb. Now, let's go to the next function of the adverb. It modifies an adjective like very beautiful, very nice. Okay, you can say that the painting is very beautiful, or the people in my neighborhood are very nice. So that's the second function of the adverb. Now the third function of the adverb is it modifies itself like an adverb versus adverb. For instance, he walked out of the room very quietly. Very adverb, quietly adverb. So you see in all these cases, whether it be between an adverb and a verb, or an adverb and an adjective, or an adjective and a noun, all you have to do is give it a subject, give it a verb, and that's the end of it.
Sir,
that's the phrase.
I have a doubt, sir.
Yeah, tell me.
The last one, he walked out of the room very quietly.
Yeah.
Can you clearly mention which is the adverb and
Yeah,
which?
this is it. This is the adverb. Very and quietly.
Okay.
Okay. Now just keep looking at me. Okay. Just
Okay.
watch what my thing. So he walked out of the room very quietly.
Okay.
Okay. So adverb versus adverb. Like she writes quite nicely.
Yes.
Quiet is an adverb. Nicely is also an adverb.
Okay.
So this is the combination. And you notice in all cases, like if you say, let's take the adjectival phrase. If you go to say beautiful girl, here all you have to do is give the subject, Sita, Gita, whoever it is a beautiful girl.
Okay.
Now if you want to change this, beautiful girl. If you want to add something to beautiful, add an adjective. You have your very, or rather, an adverb, and you have very beautiful. Okay. So how beautiful? Very beautiful.
Very beautiful.
Then you say he walked out of the room quietly. Now you can add another adverb. Very quietly. Quite quietly. That's another adverb. Then, okay. Now you take it with a verb. So, sings beautifully. Now you see. Now over here you don't even, for the sentence you don't even need, because the verb is already there. So all you got to put the subject. Sita sings beautifully. So that's it. So those are the three kinds of phrases that you have. Four. One is the adjective versus the noun. One is the verb versus the adverb. One is the adverb versus another adverb. And one is an adjective versus the adverb. These are the three kind of phrases. Now why I say, you know something, this, what do we try to achieve actually? We try to achieve syntax. I think you may be knowing the meaning of syntax. Do you know the meaning
Grammatical
of syntax?
arrangement of words. Yeah.
Very good, excellent. Grammatical arrangement of words. So that means if you arrange your words grammatically, you notice I'm not even using the word correctly grammatical. I'm saying grammatical because grammatical does mean correct.
Okay.
So it is the grammatical arrangement of words. If you take any other language and if you note when you speak, you notice that the grammatical arrangement is totally different. That's why we cannot translate from one language to the other. English, like if you take Bengali, you take Hindi, the grammatical arrangement is totally different. Or rather, the grammar is totally different. So this is it. So now you ask me, whether you have any questions, something that you'd like to know?
Oh, sir, it is clear.
It is clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay then. Thank you very much. I'm sure that you have gained something. However, when you go back home, think, reflect on what I have taught you and come back to me with any questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.